of a property belonging to the brother of Labour Party leader Peter Obi has sparked a debate online regarding the controversy surrounding property rights and the rule of law in Nigeria. On Tuesday, Peter Obi stated that his younger brother's company's property in Ikeja, Lagos was demolished without a court order or proper notice, despite efforts to intervene and seek an explanation. No legitimate reason or authority for the demolition was presented. Peter Obi said that the court judgment shown to him was against unknown persons and squatters and did not specify his brother or the property, nor did it contain any demolition order or permit. Well, let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
Is that how it comes to work? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They say, no, you can't enter. We are caught in junction. What about caught in junction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property? They treat him for removing his things and everything, and demolition everywhere. What about caught in junction is that? This is a family property belonging to my brother. He bought this probably about 10, 15 years ago. Yesterday, he called me frantically. He said some people have just jumped into my property in Kenya and have removed the roof and are demolishing the property, and he doesn't know what is happening. When he asked them, they said they have a court injunction, that they've obtained court order, that they're the owner of the property. I said, can I see the court papers? I know who you sued. I saw the court papers, and it says they sued an unknown person. How can you say a house that has been built up is owned by an unknown person? Can you see the rascality in this country? Can you see what is happening in this country? And you are talking about foreign investor. Look at what local investors invest. Look at what Nigerians have. Look at this rascality. I'm ready to, that's why I'm making it open. Let the owner come so we can meet and talk. Let him tell me how he got involved in this.
Peter Obi right there at his brother's property, talking to the people of the press. He came into from Abuja to Lagos, where he got a call from his brother saying that, the property was demolished without any, prior notice, and he's owned the property. His brother has owned the property since 2011. We have documents to show. He did send me. I did speak with Peter Obi this morning as well. I'm sure that I've shown you some of the documents that, I got to buttress his claim that he does own the property. And also we have another document, if you can pull up those documents, of the actual people who went to court to get an order for demolition. That's Peter Obi's brother's property to show his deed of assignment. And, I don't understand how this happened. Dr. Abate, I'd like your comment before I take this reaction.
Okay, I'll just state a number of principles. What you are doing here, what we're dealing with here, is about claim with regard to property. Under the law of property, possession is 99% of the law. And Mr. Peter Obi pointed out that, look, his brother has been in charge of this property for over 15 years, which is to say that it's not a case of an abandoned property and all of that. Two, he says that the legal document that was shown to him was about an unknown persons who were involved in the litigation. There's no such thing as an unknown person in law. Even in criminal law, in corporate law, the locus classicus is a case called Solomon and Solomon. So even where you do not know the identity, where there is a corporate entity involved, as is the case in this, Nest Foods Limited, the principle in Solomon and Solomon, 1896, every student of law of real property knows it. You can lift the veil. It's about lifting the veil. So why did the court not lift the veil in this particular matter to know who the real owner of the property is and who is in charge in possession of that property at a particular time? However, there's another principle in law. That's why I say I'll just state principles. It is called ubi jus ibi remedium. Ubi jus ibi remedium says where there is a right, there is a remedy. If Mr. Peter Obi and his brother are saying that they have a right to the property, the appropriate place to go is still the same court of law to assert their rights and to prove their rights. So this is a matter for lawyers, to go back to the same court and say, well, this property does not belong to an unknown person. The unknown person exists. Okay, you have the duty to lift the veil. We have helped you to lift the veil. Then let the legal contest begin. But the general issue that can be discussed on television that Mr. Peter Obi raised is that if there is lawlessness, if you don't respect the rule of law, then you discourage investors, whether they are local, like his brother, running Nest Foods, or they are foreigners. Because if they cannot buy property, they cannot invest in property, then anybody can just go to court and then relying on that court allegation, that court process that can be challenged, then of course, business people would think that this is not an enabling environment. The responsibility of government, either at the federal level or at the state level, is to ensure the rule of law.
Yes.
Is to provide an enabling environment for business to thrive. Those points can be made at the level of argument, either by the litigant or on television. But the place to go to seek remedy is, in this particular case, as in others, the court of law.
Yeah, and I believe that Peter Obi has gone to court at this point. But my issue really is the lack of due process. A property that has been there for 15 years, there was no contact made. Until now, I believe Peter Obi is saying that the person who ordered the demolition of that property has not reached out to him till as we speak at this moment.
The owners also sleep on their rights.
Yes.
There's also something
I understand.
about
I'm not.
sleeping on your
Yes,
rights.
I understand that. But
the place to go is court of law.
Yes.
You know, with due respect, Dr. Abasi, we talk like we don't know Nigeria sometimes. And that's the part I don't understand at this table. Is it not in this country, you and I know, that people will go and find a case in court. They will not allow the person involved know about it.
This is the issue.
They will fictitiously file it. And when it's almost time, they will just, maybe what happened last week. When they went to file another case against Natasha, it was just because a lawyer went to court and discovered them. They didn't serve them. It happens in this country. You see, when I was talking about institutional breakdown, people would think I'm just talking. But you and I know, so we can quote principle. Itasu sapanda, itasu kulotu, latasu kalaka.
I'll speak Latin from today tomorrow. But you see, the truth is, I cannot take sides in a matter where
Dr.
I don't
Abadi,
know
I'm
the full
saying,
facts of the case.
I'm just laying in background. We can speak Latin from today to tomorrow. But you and I know the shenanigan that goes on in the legal process in Nigeria. So when we quote Latin, the truth has to be said. We need to be able to investigate this case
issue.
and look deep. Because see, we are quoting Latin, Dr. Abati. Lagos State has now come out to say that it's not Lapska that did the demolition. So who did the demolition?
This is the question.
So if they carry police, go and demolish somebody's property when you are supposed to be having a back and forth in court, and Lagos State has come to say me on one bell. So like you quote Latin from today to tomorrow. See, Nigeria will turn your brain. Nigeria man, you're way. All we are just saying is that with due respect, Mr. Peter, we should go, like you said, he should not sleep on his right. He should go to court and be able to assert himself. Because he as a party, the next food as a party was not copied.
Yes.
The case was against unknown person. And you got police to go effect this and you effected the demolition.
Property. Wait, I have
Lagos State regulatory body has said they have nothing about it.
Yes, they just said
Nigeria will turn you mad.
So this petition was from Rose of Sharon Solicitors, and the person's name that was on it is Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo. I mean, Peter Obi is a public figure, and we have come out with this story. At least let us know really how this happens in Nigeria. I can't believe that I'll be waking up one day and then someone will just come and demolish my property. That's what it appears to be at this point.
No institutions.
It's not the only thing that is happening. It's not the first time. Also, I would like to take Betty Akeredolu's tweet. I'll read it in part. And, she wrote, my brother, sorry about what happened. Like Lagos, like Owo. We are in the season of demolition. It's happening because Guy men occupy positions. On June 21st, 2025, Lucky Ayedatiwa ordered the demolition of the monument built in memory of Owo Catholic Church massacre that shocked the nation on June 5th, 2022. What kind of leadership defiles the memory of innocent souls in such a callous manner? Lucky Ayedatiwa's demolition of Owo Church massacre monument is not only an act of profound insensitivity, it is a desecration of sacred ground. That monument was built by my late husband, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, SANCON, a son of Owo, was a solemn tribute to lives violently cut short in a house of worship. It symbolized collective mourning, remembrance, and healing. I mean, this was part of her tweet, and she's completely apt. How do you demolish such monument without due process? We have videos of the demolition, if you can put that up. And this is sort of conversation. Because, it's an aberration. So, do you want to remove the memory that people died? Yes, this is it that people didn't die? Yes, absolutely. Can you untie the people that died? Then, Nigeria, man, you're worried. So, if you say, oh, God. All right, we'll follow up on the story as always. Well, and we'll get, Dr. Basi's true. Well, I guess we'll get an account of the people who sent those people to demolish Peter Obi's brother's property.